Hey, Zach.
Hey, Alex.
And welcome, everyone, to the Pokemon Power Podcast. Zach, my good man, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I am also doing well. So well. Drinking some eggnog.
Amazing.
Let's just get our stance out here for the people.
Yeah.
We're both eggnog people.
Absolutely.
If you were going to recommend to a person, a listener, let's just say, some eggnog.
Yeah.
And they go to Phil's Eggnog Emporium.
Okay.
Eggnog from shelf to shelf. It's like the Halloween, the
just
costume
opens up
store. They're
2
open
weeks before Christmas every year.
2 weeks a year, just eggnog nonstop, every single, everywhere. Anyway.
Yeah.
So you can recommend any eggnog to them. What do you recommend to them?
That's amazingly difficult because I don't know if I could name any specific eggnogs, but I know one that comes to mind that I always think I generally enjoy is like the non-alcoholic version Southern Comfort one. It's just simple.
Yes!
It's just there.
Is this something we've, because for the listener, if this is your first episode, Zach and I rank and review Pokemon, but right now we're talking eggnog.
We rank and review everything in our lives. That's what this Power Podcast is about.
I said to Zach, hey, I have this podcast idea. And then after I said it, I realized it was identical to the podcast we already do, except about Christmas movies instead of Pokemon.
Yeah.
I have one idea that I will repeat for the rest of my life. But no, I don't know if this is a thing. Zach and I went to college together. I don't know if this is something that we experienced together because our mutual friend Kevin Rowan shared that Southern Comfort non-alcoholic for all the kiddos out there.
True.
Don't drink and drive.
Absolutely. That's great advice.
Anyway, that's delicious. I loved it. And I still get it regular. I could run into the other room right now and grab that Southern Comfort eggnog.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I like it. I like it. And then the Costco brand is also good. They have like a non-alcoholic or alcoholic version of like Kirkland Costco one, but that comes in like a jug that's the size of your torso.
Yes, if you're planning to gain weight.
Yeah, it's like, here this is. And it's like kind of one of the things where they don't print on like any of the calorie information. So you're like, this can't be that bad, right? And you realize like every glass is like 700 calories probably.
Sure. Well, Zach, it's not the time to talk about eggnog. It is the time for us to do the like and subscribe jingle. I didn't do it last week in front of NC True. NC True, if you're out there listening to this, tweet me. Tell me what you think of this song.
Or don't. Maybe just tweet. But don't have to tell about the song.
If your opinion is so negative, yes, just keep it to yourself. I can't handle that
just
kind of criticism. Like them, subscribe them, and follow them. Leave a review where you don't yell. Pokemon Power Podcast.
I'm going to start doing that at the end of it. So we'll have a real clear idea. Because it's got kind of a jazz feel, and that's the end of my jazz song. It's not like a joke. It's the end of a jazz song.
Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
What's that called? It's a drum something.
Yeah, you're right. Drum something. I watched, what was that drum movie?
The one with Riz Ahmed or the one with...
that's a new one. The old one with Miles Teller and Yelly Man. The insurance man that yells at you.
I want to call it Tailspin, but that's the cartoon. No,
that was so close though. Tailspin, that's like DuckTales, but with the bears and the flying. Now we'll think of it later, and then Zach, we'll yell it at no point.
How is this episode so off the rails already?
Because it's Christmas time. We're feeling festive. We're excited to be. We haven't talked in a little while.
Yes.
Because of just COVID and scheduling.
We're recording this episode about like 5 hours before releasing it.
Yeah. Classic.
So if this is your favorite episode, let us know, and we'll start procrastinating till the last minute some more.
That's Zach, the way it works.
No apology time today. I want to jump right into the icebreaker, and I have an icebreaker that I want us to take part in. I don't know if you prepped one, but I have one that is because we're recording this right before, and because what just occurred in the world, and specifically in gaming, the Game Awards occurred, and we watched them mostly together, Zach.
We did. For a decent portion of it. I was going to say a good portion, but that's not true. A decent portion of it, I was there.
You left. What did you do when you left at a certain point? I was listening to it with another mutual friend, Carl, And then at a certain point, I realized you were no longer there.
I'm trying to think of what I feel like I had to get like dinner ready or something, or we like ate dinner and then we were like putting Mabel to bed or something,
Sure, sure.
our other child. So there was something. We've been locked at home with COVID quarantine, and so it was kind of like a crazy day. And then I jumped back on.
Well, no worries, buddy. If you didn't see all of it, if you didn't listen to it, watch it, see it, I'd recommend going to Kotaku.com. I love Kotaku. They have an article breaking down all the headlines, because not only do they announce the winners, which we're not going to discuss at all today, Zach, but they also announce big new game projects, things like that. So I wanted to go over some of the headlines.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a segment called Does It Matter? And I just want your real quick, does it matter? Does it not matter? We're going to go through 9 of these, okay? And we're just going to say real quick whether or not this was a headline, whether this should be something we're thinking about.
Yep.
Will this still be like a wow
I will tell
moment?
you, does it matter through my Pokeball ratings, so that everyone on the show will really understand it well.
Okay, yes.
So if it doesn't matter,
let's
I'm
make this as myopic as possible,
Zach. But let's make sure that I'm not actually throwing a rock at the person or the people that made that game, but I'm saying it doesn't matter. So let's go.
All right, great. The very first one I want to go over, new Perfect Dark game. Zach, does that matter?
I'm going to say that that's a great ball. I think it matters. I don't think it matters like the top tier. It was exciting, but we're in this season entertainment in general that's just kind of like reviving old dead things and being like, look, are you excited for this old dead thing? And it's like, I am, because I do think that the Perfect Dark world can be interesting. Like that can be something different on its own. It can be something that's beyond just like a spy game. There's a little bit of vacuum of Metal Gear Solid and weird, spy games, I think, right now. So, I mean, I think it's a great ball. What do you think?
I will go great ball as well. I was going to say, yes, it does matter. Joanna Dark, important video game figure.
Yeah.
Yes, here's the thing we want. Let us scan our faces into the game like you were supposed to let us do in the original. So that way we can shoot our friends.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy with all the advancements in technology and the fact like the character creation we can do in like every game that even doesn't need it at all.
We've never gone beyond the Game Boy. We've never gone beyond that Game Boy camera.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that right now. I'm thinking how crazy that is that we don't do that. Like you still make me like make the face. Like, yeah,
don't make me make a face.
Yeah, I don't have time for that.
Who am I, Jim Carrey? I'm not going to make a face.
No.
Zach, Sephiroth and Smash doesn't matter.
Oh man, that's hard because I kind of want other people to be in Smash that like kind of opened up maybe some other properties, some more relationships. That was going to be exciting. We already had Final Fantasy VII there, but as far as what looks like his play style is going to be, I'm pretty pumped about it. I'm going to say Great Ball. It matters in the sense that it's going to be a fun character. Actually, you know what? I'm going to lessen that. I'm going to say it's a Pokeball. Oh, man. Okay, what do you say?
I love Smash. I'm starting a new podcast, Smash Town.
Oh,
I don't know, but I do like Smash.
Town. We talk about Super Smash Brothers and also the TV show Cougar Town at the same time.
Hungry Box, come on the show. Abed from Community. Danny Pudi or Putty? Doesn't matter. Yeah. I love Smash, so altogether I was excited. That was the thing I knew was happening heading into the show. Even before Nintendo announced it, I was like, I bet they'll announce a character. And like that was what I was eager to see.
Yeah.
Saw it. And Sephiroth, exciting. Not the character I wanted. I wanted Crash Bandicoot. Come on, Nintendo. Give me Crash. I feel like I'm putting on a character right now.
Yeah. Who did I say that I wanted, though? I already forgot.
You said that you wanted the kid who does the truffle shuffle from Goonies.
Yes. I was thinking, you know what? Kids love the Goonies. You know what? All of the young kids younger than us love The Office for some reason.
To get through.
Let's bring in some Office characters into Smash. Yeah. Huge.
You wanted Brian Baumgartner or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Throw him in there. What's the next headline?
Master Chief and Blood Gulch in Fortnite. Does it matter?
I think it matters more for Halo than it does for Fortnite in the sense that Halo has been dragging itself along for years now, not bringing anything new. And so like, hey, remember when we were the thing? You can pretend that. Also, it's going to expose all the little young kiddos that play Fortnite into like those maps. So does it matter? But for whom? It's a great ball for me. I think it does matter, but it's kind of like one of those things where Halo just has a lot of work to do to be relevant again. I'm sorry, Halo, but I'm just speaking the truth today.
I'll say great ball. I like seeing Master Chief on stuff that's not Xbox. That's kind of cool.
Yes.
New Mass Effect game with the characters that we like. Does that matter?
Oh man, that's barely a Pokeball for me. I mean, Mass Effect, it's another franchise, has a lot of work to do to matter again.
I want to get through these real quick, but I just want to say I saw that trailer. I don't think you were sitting there. I was with Carl, and at first I was the last announcement of the night, and I said, "Is this going to be Breath of the Wild?" It wasn't Breath of the Wild. Then it was space stuff, and I go, "Is this Metroid?" And it wasn't Metroid. Yep. And then they said in the trailer, it said Dreadnought, and a Dreadnought is a ship in Star Wars. So I was like, "Is this Star Wars?"
Yeah.
And then every time I was like lessening in excitement, and then finally it was Mass Effect. I was like, "Oh, it's Mass Effect." And then I realized afterwards, as I thought back on the moment, I was like, "Oh, I'm not excited about this." It could be cool, but as of right now, doesn't register for me. The Callisto Protocol, a new space horror game from the maker of Dead Space. Does that matter?
Yes, I think that could border into Ultra Ball. And I'm not even a huge like horror game person, but I think Dead Space, the last like space horror game, Prey that came out that had some great mechanics in it. I think that's going to be big. And just for the video of it, it was kind of whatever. But I think like the ad was kind of a Pokeball. But after there were like, hey, that ad, but like here's who made it. You're kind of like, okay, here we go.
Yes, I agree with you. The trailer, you go watch the trailer right now. You'll watch an alien vomit on a man's face, and you're like, it won't even register. You'll just be like, next, feed me, mommy. Next, that don't matter.
I've seen that 100 times. Doesn't even matter.
But and when you think about the guy who made Dead Space making another space horror game, that's exciting. Dead Space 1 is very cool. If you're 17 or older.
Or maybe even older than that. Let's be honest. There's some pretty creepy parts in there.
We're not old enough for that game.
I certainly wasn't. The first time I played it at probably 20 years old.
Vin Diesel Caveman.
I cried for years. Oh, Vin Diesel Caveman. Don't get me started on that one. That's a rock for me. That's a big rock. I'm throwing a rock and just get away from me.
For me, anything Vin Diesel's involved in, Ultra Ball.
No.
And he's a caveman. Like if Vin Diesel was in a car, that for me is like
I wanted it when we were watching it, and we were trying to figure out what his name is in Fast and Furious. If that was somehow
Dom.
Fast and Furious sequel or prequel, I don't even watch
those movies. I know his name's Dom.
I would have watched. I would have immediately loved it. Fast and Furious 27.
Just pretend that's the new Ark game. Just pretend that it's a Fast and Furious prequel. Open Roads, a road trip game with your mom.
Oh, that's that one that looked like it was had
kind of a nice anime-esque aesthetic on the hands, and then we saw the faces and we didn't like the faces.
So that's I would go for a rock, but that might get me canceled. So I'm gonna say Pokeball. It's not doing anything for me.
I'll say Pokeball as well. But here's the other one: Road 96, a road trip game without your mom.
Yes. No,
do you remember this one?
No, I don't. I think I might have be the one during the time.
This game, dude, this was, in my opinion, one of the best trailers of the show.
Okay.
I got so hyped on this. You saw a person hitchhiking, and it was like, should you get in their car? And I was like, oh my gosh. Like,
wait, so I'm hitchhiking?
You're hitchhiking, and then like this guy's like, I'll take you where you need to go. It's like, oh my gosh, am I about to like get abducted, or is this guy going to help me? And that's the kind of decision in a game where it's just like, so it feels impactful. As soon as I saw that moment, then you like get robbed by some people. It was such a cool trailer. That's an Ultra Ball. If I have a Master Ball of the show, that's my Master Ball.
Okay.
Road 96. Wow. I was so excited about that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I'm buying this game.
All right. I'm gonna have to go back and
watch it.
Has
nothing to do with the mom.
Okay.
I know. I don't know why I framed it this way. Has nothing to do with the mom. Has everything to do with the cool trailer. But the final thing, Back for Blood. A new 4-player co-op zombie game from the makers of Left 4 Dead. Zach, how's that register? Does that matter?
So that's my Master Ball of the of the show. Personally, I think we had mentioned you've never played Left 4 Dead before, and that sounds like
I'm obviously aware.
That's got to be what. Maybe we got to stream that. I mean, the people are crying out for you and I, maybe a couple of our other friends or enemies. Jump in. We play a 4-player co-op and stream that. Left 4 Dead is amazing. The mod, the community for it. I've shot zombies in Disneyland. as I tried to get to Splash Mountain. I mean, it's amazing.
Oh yes, yeah, you were talking about that.
Amazing experiences.
Zach
there.
is talking about a mod that he played, by the way, not some reality that only he knows
Because I don't
about.
know how you know how bad it's gotten in California, but it's pretty bad. There's literal
those
zombies.
Those aren't zombies. They have COVID.
No, they're zombies. I'm pretty sure. I tell you, he used a little like the temperature taker, and it was like 0 degrees. Sorry, guys. Have you ever been in places where they scan you and then you're like, do you ask if they read it, and then you walk by and they're like, no, I never read it, and you're like,
dude,
what are you doing here, guys?
I don't like talking about my work, but for one of my jobs, I have to scan people, and they'll come in from the Chicago cold, and they'll be like, "What's my temperature?" And I'm like, "You're 65. Cold, dude. Yeah, you just came in from 0 degrees. Of course you're cold." Anyway, right. It's time for Gotta Elucidate Them All. Zach, wait. This is the segment of the show where you will be talking about the Pokemon we're talking about today. You don't know what it is. You have any idea?
I'm certain that it's a Pokemon.
Don't guess, because last week Zach guessed it. He guessed Haunter when we were talking to NC True.
I don't even know how I did that.
And I don't know if we'll ever be the same after that. But Zach guessed it right on. But we're going to bring up a picture of today's Pokemon. You have no idea what it is.
Yep.
And you're going to try your best to describe it.
Mm-hmm.
But you cannot use the name of the Pokemon, the name of other Pokemon, and you cannot use the word cute. You have 30 seconds to do so. Zach, are you ready?
Yeah, you removed so much of my vocabulary. Let's go.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's how I define them. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready to rumble.
Okay, now I'm ready. Okay. That's really what was taking place.
Sorry.
Starting this in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, man. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is something that looks like it wants to be hugged. I'm not sure that I want to hug it. It's got pointy ears. It looks like it has kind of wings growing off the back. It's a peach color and circular almost in shape, and it's got a little curly-Q hair on the top here. It's maybe has a tail. You can't tell from the front. It wants to be loving, but it's a little creepy at the same time. Eyes are too close together.
Okay.
Period.
Zach, yeah, you did a good job describing that. I think this is a hard one to describe. If you're a listener and you haven't seen the title, you know, the name of the Pokemon is in the title, you just started listening. Zach, I got to ask, who's that Pokemon?
Well, I just realized I'm telling you this week, I can see the name of the Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Because it is in your browser window.
Well, I'll have to figure out a way for you not to know.
Most weeks, I don't look at it out of my honesty, but I knew that it was either Clefairy or Clefable or Clefable.
And this one is?
It's the Clefable or Clefable.
Thank you, Zachy.
I don't know how you pronounce it.
I think you got it.
All right, perfect.
Clefable. We're talking about Clefable today. Zach, what do you think of Clefable?
That's from a Pokemon tree, a Pokemon that I do not care about. So
why don't you care about them?
I'm gonna be honest. Me as a young man playing Pokemon, I wanted the Pokemon that are, you know, shooting fire at stuff. You know, maybe a little angry. They've got some aggression. The tough boys. Yeah, the tough boys.
You like the boys who are proud to be boys.
Well, no,
Proud Boys. You like them, right?
Let's not say those words together. But what I would say is, whether they were boys or gals, I liked the Pokemon that seemed like they had maybe a chip on their shoulder. You know, they're out there, they're fighting. The more smiley ones, other than Pikachu, I'm like, I don't need another friend. Okay, I need a Pokemon that's out here ready to go. So I don't know, Clefairy and Clefable. I didn't understand why I would need them in my party. Yeah, I'm sorry.
To the nice looking Pokemon, like Clefairy, Clefable, the Jigglypuffs of the world, those sorts of Pokemon. Yeah, you left those behind, and you wanted an alternative. So you were looking for an alt, but on the right. You know, those were on the left as we talked. You were looking for an alt.
You're trying to corner me here, but I'll continue to use my wise vocabulary to say that's not my intention or my meaning.
Zach, you know what? I think I understand where you're coming from, because
Did you ever use them? Did you ever use Clefairy or Clefable?
Here's why. Because when we were both very young when Pokemon came to the States, and here's what's, you know, we were like, if you're doing rock, paper, scissors, we were rock, you know, like rock's the big fist, you know, how's that going to lose? Yeah. And I think this is paper, you know, this is like the sort of Pokemon where like it is using these moves where, and we're going to get into it,
Okay.
It's using moves that like a lot of them are buffs, a lot of them are slowing down or lowering the attack of the opponent. Like they are the smart Pokemon, and we weren't that. We weren't smart Pokemon trainers.
No.
We were like, I like when the fire dragon breathes fire, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense to me. And I think that's the same way I am currently for like all RPGs. It's like I'm terrible at like the bard character or whoever it is that's like trying to cheer or doing those moves.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm just like, no, why don't we just attack constantly?
Well, along with that, we're going to talk about why we may not have connected with Clefable and Clefairy as well, for that matter. Zach, in the 6th episode of the anime, a Pokemon scientist by the name of Seymour gives us his theory that Clefable, and by extension Clefairy, are aliens. This theory is all but confirmed as we see them
really
worshiping a boulder-sized moonstone that apparently they took and crash landed on our planet.
What?
Now, Zach,
super cool.
Very cool, but I will say this. I was talking to my wife about this. My wife's like, what Pokemon are you talking about tonight? That's a good kind of marriage I have. Where my wife is like, does not care about Pokemon, but will still turn to me and say, so what Pokemon are you talking about? Like, that's a loving marriage. 10 years in. Wow.
I
just
she
actually
asks
appreciate
it, and then she immediately walks out of the room while you're answering. But like,
what kind of Pokemon? Sprints away.
She just knows you'll start talking and you can leave.
But she asked me, and I was explaining to her, I was like, it's an alien, which as soon as I started talking about that, I was like, it's so weird for an alien to come to our planet. And for us to just be like, you're a Pokemon. I'm going to catch you and you're going to be on my team now. Like, I can't imagine doing that with anything, like with animals on our planet. I couldn't see that. But if an alien from outer space came to our planet, if the very first thing we did were like, we're going to domesticate you and fight you, it's such a weird, bizarre thing. But here's what I really want to get to the bottom of, Zach.
Okay.
It is time to solve what I am dubbing the outer space case.
Oh,
Zach,
there
are, in my opinion, 3 types of aliens. I'm going to go through all of them for you, okay?
Okay.
First is E.T.
Yeah.
They're friendly. They just want to go home.
Yeah.
And they love Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the little green man. They are here to study mankind.
Okay.
They are lawful neutral. And of course, they're tiny perverts. Finally, there are the aliens from the movie Alien.
Yeah.
They are violent. They are scary.
Yeah.
And they're big perverts.
They're crazy.
So we need to figure out which of these 3 kind of aliens Clefable is for the sake of the Kanto region. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to give you some stats. I'm going to give you some facts. I'm going to give you some Pokedex entries about Clefable. And we're going to try and decide which of these 3 aliens Clefable is. By the way, do you think there's any other types of aliens that we need to toss in here?
I mean, if we're using simply, aliens that I think ET encompasses a lot of aliens that are like, let's say in Men in Black or something, right? There's a lot of like, they exist, they're friendly. I don't know if like the other aliens that are not in the movie Alien, but in the movie Predator, and then also in Alien vs. Predator or Predator vs. Alien.
Predator's an alien.
That's like an intelligent, also aggressive form. Whereas like the alien is just kind of like an animal, out there just beating everybody up, doesn't care. So I don't know. Does there need to be another one? I don't think so. I think those
Predator's
are probably good
in it for the hunt.
Yeah. So I say that there's good. 3 of them, right? You're saying that like there's
those 3
animal, nice, basically thing. Like ET is like some intelligence, right? Now we're saying intelligence, but like distant, kind of studying things.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that kindness.
Yeah,
we got the kind, we got the disinterested, nothing, just studying. Bad. Yes. Right. And let's look at these. Yeah. Number 1, it's type fairy. Now I will say, back in the old days, there was no fairy type. We didn't know what that was.
Wouldn't it have been normal?
It was normal.
Yeah, which is the opposite of alien.
I know. You know what I was thinking of though? What this is like?
Yeah.
It's like when you buy like a cake at a store, or you go to like Starbucks. They had this for a little while at Starbucks, and you buy unicorn flavor. You know what unicorn flavor is?
It's like all the flavors.
It's like kind of vanilla with like crazy colors. That's
all
it is.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
I think Clefable, they're unicorn vanilla. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And is that E.T.? Is that Little Green Men? Is that the alien from Aliens? I mean, that's for you to decide. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Number 2. Pokédex entry. This is from Yellow. It says they appear to be very protective of their own world. It is a kind of fairy rarely seen by people. This is the weird thing about the Pokédex. And you will see this as it goes on. It goes back and forth. I guess fairies can be from outer space, but like when you think fairy, I think Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
And I think fantasy. And I don't think space fantasy. I think, a goblin. I think a goblin.
Goblin. It's a goblin. That's what I'm talking about.
I don't think a space goblin. I think regular old goblin.
I want to see.
Are you going to pull up pictures of fairies for me to look at?
I'm just going to pull up pictures of fairies. No. What I want to do is look up this and see like the name in Japanese, unless you have it already.
Well, I don't have it in front of me. It is something like Pixie, I think. You can pull it up though. The one thing I will say, it says it's protective of their own world, not our world. Protective of their own world. Hey man, you're living here, okay? Yeah. You're living in Kanto. Yeah. And if you don't want to protect Kanto, learn the Kanto language, you can go back to your own place, okay? Go back to your own planet.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not helpful at all. I just typed in the Japanese characters to see if that was going to help translate something.
And then you got a bunch of Japanese websites that you don't understand.
And I was like, this is not helpful. Oh, now I'm typing in like backwards now. So okay. Translate.
Okay, I got 6 of these, Zach, that we're going to go through. Those are the first 2. Let me ask you after the first 2, where are you leaning?
I'm saying that it's ET level, right?
Okay.
Because there doesn't seem anything that's coming here purposefully. And even as a fairy in general, so if we think of fairies, they interact with us, but they're also otherworldly, and that might be some of like what the existing there. I don't know if you saw the new version of Maleficent.
No, I know what you're talking about with Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, no, so I haven't seen the first one, but did watch the second one, and I'll tell you this: don't recommend doing that with really any movie. It's very confusing. You don't know what's going on, and it seemed like a lot of things happened in that first movie that would have really helped have it make any sense.
Why would you do this?
It was just popped up on Disney Plus. We had votes between 3 people of what movie we were gonna watch, and we rock paper scissors it. Maleficent 2 won. Only one of us had seen the first one, so 2 of us were confused.
What's the subtitle to that? Like Birth of Evil or something like that?
It's something
what
very
an awful
scary
sounding movie.
Yeah.
Maleficent. Disney. Birth. I know I don't not have the title right. If you love Maleficent 2, find a different podcast because we hate it.
I'm just so the purpose of what I'm saying is there's fairies in that, and the fairies are
from space.
From space, which I thought was kind of weird, and they look like no, they're not from space. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't want to lie, but they're like different. They're weird, right? So they're partially in that world, but they also interact with the other world, but they're not. They're not. It's not that they're not smart, and this is what I want to say. It's not that they're not smart.
Okay,
it's that they don't care, right? They're doing their own thing, and so I think that's why I'm going the fairy type. Puts me in ET level alien.
Well, let's keep going.
Go for it.
Clefairy/Clefable knows a move called Meteor Mash. It is the only Gen 1 Pokemon, those 2, that can learn this move. It does massive damage, and it has a pretty good chance of landing. Meteor Mash, definitely relating to meteor, as in space rocks, and mash, as in you get mashed like a potato.
All right. But not
Gen 3 describes the attack. No, not mash. Or not smash. Mash.
Okay.
Not mash. Mash.
All right.
Gen 3 describes the attack this way. Fires a meteor-like punch. Zach.
Yeah.
If I punched you with the strength of a meteor.
Yeah.
If we were just playing around, having a friendly Pokemon spar, and I punched you with the strength of a meteor.
No, that's amazing.
Your chest cavity would blow out the back of your body.
No, you'd for sure die because I mean, that's how all the dinosaurs died, right? I mean, one meteor hit
Yeah,
there.
Clefable was just
did all of
meteor
them.
mashing them.
It's, actually, you know what? Maybe that's how all the dinosaurs disappeared.
I thought they drowned in the
Clefable.
Great Flood.
I'm just saying, man. Maybe that's how it happened. Is this meteor comes down, but then it keeps doing that over and over again, meteor mashing people. Ugh, I don't know.
Meteor mash. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy, except for you, Satan.
Well, I think that's definitely in third level. That's evil level right there, man.
That it can be. Pokedex Ultra Moon has a this is the Pokedex entry. It says this. Some scientists believe that it gazes intently at the sky on nights with a full moon because it's homesick. That's E.T.
Yeah,
that's very E.T. Looking up at the sky.
E.T. go home. I mean,
Eat Elliot.
Yeah.
Home. Yeah.
Oh, so good. That sounded just like it. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. Back in the first level. So now it's quite a switch here. We're going from just good, sweet, nice to destroying people with the strength of a meteor. So far, confused on the character of this Pokemon.
We got two more here real quick.
All right.
Most of its moves, while it does have that meteor mash, most of its moves are non-violent. Sing, Sweet Kiss, Encore, Charm, Minimize, After You, Life Dew, Metronome, Moonlight, Gravity, Follow Me, Cosmic Power, Healing Wish, Splash, Copycat, Growl, Defense Curl. In contrast, they'll only naturally learn 5 attacks, 5 physical, they'll actually hurt you attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Compare that to your Charmanders, to compare that to your Squirtles, and you just your Machops. It's pretty non-violent, everything said and done. It knows that meteor mash. It's going to punch you with the strength of a meteor. That's one out of, the 20 plus moves I just named.
Yeah. Overwhelming. It's kind. It seems to be wanting to help. It's a nice alien.
Okay. Well, we got one final thing to learn from Ruby Pokedex. Clefable moves by skipping lightly as if it were flying using its wings. Its bouncy step lets it even walk on water. It is known to take strolls on lakes on quiet moonlit nights. That is a Chad move right there.
I mean, I don't know what that means, but I think that's pretty cool. Also a ghost. Also Job. Gob.
For those of you who don't know, if this is your first time listening, Zach is a youth pastor at a church in California. It is very funny to me that your immediate pull when you hear "Walk on Water" is Job from Arrested Development, not Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior.
Yeah, but I think that if Clefable's just doing that just because, that's way more of a Job move.
Just doing it for fun. Jesus didn't do it for fun.
Yeah, Jesus out there either trying to scare his disciples or whatever, and then saving them.
That wasn't how he was decompressing. Jesus liked to take naps on boats.
Yeah, he was taking naps all the time. Clefable's like, you know what I want to do in the middle of the night right now? Just wander around the water, see if I can show off to everybody, see if they'll notice me. That's a total gob move.
Okay, Zach, this is what I got. These are what I was able to compile with Clefable. What do you think? Are you afraid of this? Is this going to be the alien from Aliens? Are they studying us? Are they just here playing nice, but really they're collecting information? Or are they just, the ET, the friendly ET?
From what I can understand, the limited information that I have, I would lean towards it is ET that it wants to go home. It's looking up longingly. It's taking strolls on the water at night, just waiting to go home. Not smart enough to build a spaceship on its own. It's just kind of there, right? I don't think that it doesn't seem like it's studying. It seems like it genuinely wants to help. It's existing there. It's a very ET vibe. I wouldn't be surprised if that is where some of the designers or the idea gets from it. It's because ET does the healing thing, right? Wherever my camera, little finger point and healing. So I would say that's that. I mean, it doesn't, or is that is that Clefable that also dresses up like a nurse all the time in the anime?
You're thinking of Chansey.
Ugh. The other one that looks similar to that. Also an alien?
We'll find out. We'll check.
They look similar. They got to be sisters in some way or something. I don't know.
Well, Zach, that brings me to where I think I'm landing here. I don't know if it was right for us to judge Clefable just on the fact that they're an alien.
Yeah.
Each Clefable has their own identity, their own personality, their own motives, and their own life.
Sure.
And for that reason, I think, are they ET? Are they the little green men? Are they alien from Aliens? They're all of them, because all of those aliens exist inside of us. We have the capacity to be any of them. And the best thing we can do, rather than prejudge someone based on some classic films, is instead to love them. So you say Clefable looks like they want to hug. You're not sure if you should hug them. Hug that Clefable. Hug them tight for dear life.
Well.
With that said,
okay,
it is time for the Pokemon Power Ranking.
Sure.
Zach, this is our 19th episode, and it is getting unwieldy to read through our power ranking. If you'd like a refresher on the entire list, you can check out our Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, all at Pokepowpod, where we post the updated power ranking weekly. And I say that here, and that's a lie. We're not good at it. We don't do it weekly, but we need to. But I'm pulling it up on the screen right now. If you're watching, you'll see the entire list here, all the way from Snorlax to Slowpoke. Zach, where do you think Clefable would fall?
Oh man, it just depends on the effectiveness of that meteor punch.
Meteor mash. I think here's the thing you have to consider.
I'm calling it meteor punch because I feel more comfortable calling it.
You don't like talking about people getting mashed?
Meteor mash.
Here's the thing I think about.
Yeah.
Every single Pokemon I feel that we've ranked here, and I'm not going to lie, I think we've ranked solely based on their strength. And, their strength and their willingness to fight. That was really the two main criteria.
Yeah.
But Clefable is smart. Clefable is working with a brain. And I think that we need to take that into consideration here. That he is going to be able to outmaneuver a lot of these Pokemon. Like, we have Primeape. For those of you who don't see this, Primeape's sitting at the 6th spot.
Yeah.
Clefable's going to beat Primeape, okay?
Okay.
Primeape's going to chase after. Primeape is known for chasing after its opponent forever until it dies or it satiates its anger, which is always angry. Here's what Clefable's going to do. It's just going to hop on one of these lakes. Primeape's going to try to get it on the lake and just drown at the bottom of the lake. That's what's going to happen to Primeape, okay?
Wow.
And you know what's going to happen after that? If let's say the Primeape family, they just try to hunt down Clefable.
Yeah.
Clefable finally is like, you know what? I got to get off this lake, hopping on this lake. I'm going to go get some food on land. And the Primeape comes back. They say, my husband died in that lake chasing after you because they were so mad. No, I'm mad. Clefable's going to say goodbye and punch the mama Primeape in the face with the strength of a meteor. Zach, the argument I'm making here is that Clefable needs to be above Primeape.
Okay. I mean, I'm just listening to the narrative, the story you're putting out there.
Clefable's going to kill the mommy and the daddy.
I mean, it's really amazing how much story is involved in your ranking. I wonder if in this conversation, we need to move up. If we're not basing it purely on aggression and strength, do we need to move up Jigglypuff?
Zach, I'm glad you bring this up. For the listener at home, next week, our icebreaker, we will be reevaluating the power ranking and possibly making some switches there, possibly moving that Jigglypuff, which everyone complains about being so low, at the 15th spot of 18 right now.
Yeah.
Surely going to move to the 16th spot, which makes me happy right now. But we will do that next week during our icebreaker. But today, where do we want to put this Clefable?
I mean, you've already made such an amazing case that Clefable
I guess the question is,
Primeape.
I think above Primeape, which is in the 6th spot. Does it move any higher? Does it move above Kadabra, Arbok, Haunter, Golem, and then Snorlax in the number 1? Do we think it's anywhere in those?
It certainly can't beat Snorlax. I'm going to say no to Golem. Those next 3
I think Haunter's
real.
Got it beat too.
Okay.
I think Haunter is going to lick it. And Clefable won't even be able to pull off that meteor mash.
Well, especially if you're talking about giant the size of a building Haunter. I mean, it's game over.
Yes, I agree. Still haunts my dreams.
Arbok and Kadabra, I think, are the real question. Where does it fall?
Dude.
On
I think, you know what? I think Clefable's going to sit at the new number 5 spot.
Okay.
I think it can beat a Kadabra. Kadabra it's got some moves, but it's only bending one spoon. If Kadabra had 2 spoons, we have a conversation, like an
for
alchemy
sure.
game. But 1 spoon, I can bend 1 spoon.
Yeah.
But can I punch someone with the strength of a meteor? Ain't no way, boy.
I mean, at that point, I mean, what does a giant snake have to do against a meteor? I mean, that meteor is coming down. That giant snake.
I think it all comes down to who hits first. I think
that's true.
If Kadabra squeezes Clefable, it's over. And I think if Kadabra bites Clefable, it's over. If Clefable does that punch, sure. But now we got 2 scenarios with Arbok, 1 scenario with Clefable. I think we got to give it to Arbok.
Okay. I see where you're going.
Clefable, you're going in the number 5 spot.
And great job for a Pokemon that I've never, ever played.
We skipped an important segment. How badly do you want Clefable? You said that you never really wanted Clefable before. We're going to do the Pokeball decision. You could tell me and Zach are rusty and that we're well,
it's all right. It kind of fits. We've ranked it here on that with the power, you know, and you know, and sometimes we can switch it around. We're not totally tied to having to do something in some certain order, Alex. It's okay.
Okay.
But what I will say is seeing that power ranking, but also weighing that with the fact that I've never ever chosen to like play with Clefable. I will normally say that that's a Pokeball, but thinking about maybe changing my play style, I'm going to give it a Great Ball.
I'm going Great Ball as well. I think that I'm brute force. You know what? I think about how I play Pokemon, even still today. Is I don't even consider the types. You know, I don't do anything like that. I basically beef boy one Pokemon. And then it becomes the champ. And then, you know, when you're at the end of the game and you're like facing off against Lance or something like that, and they have like level 62 Pokemon, and then you bring your, you know, in my case, it would have been Blastoise, which is like level 85. Like it doesn't matter, Lance. It doesn't matter whether my Pokemon's going to be the wrong type against yours. It's going to use one move and KO you. So
the best feeling is when they get a move in and it's like, this is super effective. And it takes your health bar, goes like, nah. And you're like, yeah, super effective, huh? And then you just destroy them with the move that says, this isn't a great move against them. One hit kill.
With that in mind, I think it's good.
Kill. Pokemon to get killed.
Yes.
No, sorry.
Yes. Loss of consciousness, which is totally fine. Losing consciousness.
Destroyed them so much that they passed out.
I like the idea that Clefable punches out the chest cavity of its opposing Pokemon, and like the Pokemon ref is just like knocked out, unconscious. It's like, no, it's like clearly dead. No, it's
okay. Just
it's fine.
Put him back in the
Take
Pokeball.
it to the Pokemon Center.
They'll drop it in there.
Nurse Joy will take care of this. Zach, I am going Great Ball as well. I just want those brains on my team. I feel like there's a lot of scenarios I'm not thinking about. Clefable is going to account for them. And I want that alien brain on my team. Zach, you want to say anything in closing?
I want that alien brain on my team. I didn't realize that Clefable was an alien. And so that's something to really make you think, do I know anything at all? That's really what I'm thinking. Or if you have an alien come down, what does it say about me that not only did I not know or not care, but also, you know, you just catch them and this alien's like, hey, I want to go home. I'm sitting and staring up the stars. And I'm like, that's so cool. Can you jump in this fight for me here for a second? Just beat up this other Pokemon thing that you really don't even understand what it is. I mean, if there ever was going to be a story of something that would turn around to then, you know, kill everybody in the planet, would definitely be the Clefable. You know, like Mewtwo, that's so obvious. It's angry, you know, come on. Like you're just, you know, it's so obvious you're angry. This one's like years of built up. It's just trying to be nice. And we're forcing this alien to fight everybody.
Clefable, I feel for you. But we need that alien brain and those alien tactics in our battles to win our wars against our enemies. Uncle Kanto wants you, Clefable. That's our show. As always, the Pokemon Power Podcast would like to thank Bulbapedia.bulbagarden.net, Cerebi.org, and Dr. Lava YT. If you'd like to learn more about Pokemon, those would be great resources for you. If you'd like to ask us a question about next week's Pokemon, next week, by the way, the final episode of our season, We're finishing a season and we're going to take a 2-week hiatus. So don't ask us where the new episode is in 2 weeks when there's no new episode.
Just quit it. Just quit asking us about it. We already told you.
Keep asking, but with hashtags. If you'd like to ask us a question about next week's Pokemon, submit a game, or just keep up with the podcast, you can find us on most social media platforms at Pokepowpod. And as always, Zach and I would love to say to everyone out there, alien or not, if you were a Pokemon, we'd choose you. Have a great week.
Bye.